Well, here's a job I wish I would have done different 20 years ago. We put this platform in here, and it's a pain in the neck for what we want to use it for. But anyway, this right here is about 16 inches wide, and the concrete there, I measured it, is 13 inches thick, and it varied in thickness in a few places. Here you can see it, it's above the pipe. But to break out, it's hard for me to look at the camera and then do this. Okay, to break out this piece right here, this little piece, so I could get this piece free here, that was 4 hours with this jackhammer. That's a 90-pound jackhammer with a 10-pound hammer. That's great fun to swing around. Once I developed a nice crack here, I put that antique jack under it right there with my fancy wrench handle, and I lifted it up until that broke. The crack separated real well. Came back the next morning, and this end was up about 1.5 inches when it finally broke clear. Then I put when it was lifted up, I put a wedge in here and let it down, and then that pushed her out. Then I wiggled it around a little bit, it moved more. My next piece, I got a crack right here, so I'll probably put a jack underneath here after I dig this out and get that out. This is a 66-pound electric hammer for taking out this kind of 4-inch thick concrete. It cuts through it like butter, but it would barely touch this. The bigger jackhammer had a tough time. This is probably some of the toughest concrete I've ever hit. And what's interesting about concrete is, you can pour something really thick and it cracks. And then, this house is an 1890 house. And I'll set this down here. I'll get my little measure and set it alongside here. Yeah, that looks clear after I get my head out. Let's see, where should I go? Let's go to, it doesn't matter. 24. You can see this concrete here is 1 inch thick. And this is what the 1890 concrete looks like. They only poured it 1 inch thick. And when I tore out that floor, there were no cracks in it after well over 100 years. So, what's with today's concrete? You can see some of that stuff in the corner right here. Hit it with a sledgehammer and it just disintegrates. You can see a lot of this stuff, it disintegrates into fines when you hit it. One of the guys I worked for many years ago, an old guy, he said, they're making politicians' concrete. And that's concrete that the politicians get subsidized on when they keep selling lots of more concrete. So I don't know where he came up with his information, but sort of interesting when you see about the failures in bridges and roads and houses. So anyway, I'll do another blurb on this tomorrow when I figure out how I'm going to lift out about a 4 foot by whatever chunk of concrete and get it out of here.